From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Morning Edition.
Hurricane Hillary is moving up the west coast near Mexico's Baja Peninsula, and in the next few hours is expected to reach Southern California as a tropical storm with the potential for widespread flooding. People in the path of the storm are doing their best to prepare, filling up sandbags in LA County and evacuating from Catalina Island. Bay Area firefighters are headed to the desert with boats ahead of what's likely to be record rainfall.
It's pretty much ready to go, but just going through checking all of the equipment to confirm that we have everything, nothing's broken, and that we're actually operational ready.
Families of murder victims rally in support of recalling Alameda County's district attorney. They say Pamela Price is too lenient with defendants, but her supporters say she deserves a chance to do her job. Good morning. It is Sunday, August 20th. I'm Devin Feely. Let's go ahead and start with a quick check of our weather with First Alert meteorologist Karen Pack.
Before we get to the details of Hurricane Hillary in Southern California, there are some aspects for this here at home. We're going to get some rain out of this. It's not going to be anything like what Southern California is experiencing, but as we look ahead, much later tonight and into early tomorrow, this is primarily Monday morning, scattered showers come across the bay, and then there's a chance that will linger through the afternoon, maybe even an occasional thunderstorm. It's not significant rain, but I just didn't want you to get caught off guard by it. The other thing is we're pulling in smoke right now from the north. So there's an air quality advisory today because of that. More on that coming up later. And here are your daytime highs for today. I'll see you at the rest of the complete First Alert forecast with a much more detailed look at Hillary in just a bit.
Hurricane Hillary is now moving north just off the coast of Mexico's Baja Peninsula. It's now been downgraded to a Category 1 storm, but the National Weather Service says it's still likely to bring catastrophic and life-threatening flooding. Mexico's Cabo San Lucas is among the affected areas. Check out the strong winds and the high waves that hit that peninsula. An advisory from forecasters says that the winds reached 85 miles an hour. Now, one person did drown in a nearby town when a vehicle was swept away in a stream. Hillary is expected to hit Southern California today as a rare tropical storm. It could dump more than a year's worth of rain across California, Nevada, and Arizona in a very short amount of time. And with the storm approaching, Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency yesterday for a large portion of Southern California.
We have 7,500 now personnel dedicated in Southern California, close to 4,000 CHP, 2,000 Caltrans workers, mutual aid, all across the region, making sure that people are safe and making sure people are vigilant. Please, please listen to emergency personnel, local officials. Take seriously debris flows and floods, flash floods, lightning, possibility of tornadoes. Stay safe, and as always, take advantage of the resource, calalerts.org.
Also in anticipation of the storm, the Navy is moving many San Diego-based warships out of a harbor. Now, the ships are designed to handle the worst of ocean weather, but according to Navy officials, there's a risk of damage to piers where those ships are normally attached. Now, at the same time, military aircraft are being moved into hangars. Other coastal communities in California are hoping for the best and preparing for the worst. Long Beach is among the cities now on a flood watch. Residents have been gathering sandbags in case of rising water. People were also seen disembarking from the Catalina Express ferry boat after they evacuated the island.
Flooding where people lose some property is one thing, but flooding where people die is another. And I'm afraid people might die. So I want everybody to stay home and not, go out and think it's fun to be out there, and just stay safe.
We're considering not only the trajectory of the swells, the swell height, but also the tide. We're also looking at the wind and the rain. All these things create a challenge in the sense of making sure our streets don't flood and our neighborhoods don't flood.
Long Beach shelters are also opening their doors for Catalina Island residents during the emergency. Now, residents in other parts of LA County are also filling up their sandbags. In Sherman Oaks, the assistant fire chief said that they've seen a higher than usual rate of people coming in for sand. He added that they've already gone through a year's supply of sand and sandbags in the city of LA, and they're trying to get more. Here in the Bay Area, we're not expecting much more than a little bit of rain, but emergency crews from Menlo Park are heading down to help out. Some of the crews made up of teams that helped out people during our own flooding this winter. Betty Yu has that story.
As the storm barrels north, officials have warned that life-threatening and catastrophic flooding is likely on the Baja California Peninsula and Southern California. The National Hurricane Center predicted that Hurricane Hilary would lose more strength and turn into a tropical storm, but dangerous rains are still a major concern.
It's excitement, but also, we're hopeful that things don't materialize where people's lives are in danger or they're losing property, anything like that. But in the event that our worst fears are realized, we're ready to help.
About 12 hours into their drive, Menlo Park Fire Protection District's Deputy Fire Chief Dan Coyle checked in with me. The team is part of a swift water rescue operation that was activated this morning by the state's Office of Emergency Management. 16 Bay Area firefighters from various departments are headed to El Centro in the Imperial Valley to assist with evacuations and rescues.
Coming down here with members from San Jose, who I was with some of these same people in Paradise when it burned. Some of these same people, I was in Katrina with some of these same members.
This is at least the third time this year Menlo Park's team has been deployed. Their swiftwater boats helped rescue about 40 people in Pajaro in Monterey County when the levee broke earlier this year.
I think that the more that people and organizations are able to get together supplies and resources to serve the community right now before it actually hits is so critical. For example, we saw families that lost all their clothing.
The community group Alas helped farm workers impacted by storms in Half Moon Bay and Pajaro. It said it's standing by to mobilize or collect donations if needed.
They weren't able to have electricity. So we think about that. Also, oftentimes Wi-Fi connectivity goes down. And so how do people communicate with one another? What are safety plans in place that they're preparing for at this time?
The Menlo Park team said that they're prepared to be down in Southern California at least through tomorrow. You can stay up to date on the latest on Hurricane Hilary on our website at kpix.com and streaming on CBS News Bay Area. In other news this morning, families of 7 homicide victims in Alameda County held a rally at the courthouse in Oakland yesterday afternoon. They're backing a proposed recall of District Attorney Pamela Price. Dahlin spoke with one family about why they want the DA ousted.
The victims' families say Pamela Price should work for the Public Defender's Office because they claim she fights for the criminals rather than the victims.
The life is priceless.
Anna Tolentino says she is still fighting for justice, even though the teen who killed her son has already taken a plea deal and is serving time.
Where do you want it? Yeah! As a mother, I cannot accept with that one. That's why I'm reaching out to the district attorney to listen this.
7 years in juvenile detention for the murder of Reinhard Asjonsen. Investigators say it was road rage. The killing happened last year in San Lorenzo.
Because they said it's juvenile, they insist it's juvenile, and they insist juvenile, but they have 3 murders.
Prosecutors say the teenager who killed Reinhard was 17 years old at the time. That same teenager is also a suspect in the killing of 2 brothers at an Oakland house party last year, Jay-Z and Angel Salido Garcia.
That's one of our fears, that the suspects will get 7 years as well. When we believe this is not a 7-year sentence, this should be life.
The family of Jay-Z and Angel, along with other families, joined the rally. They want justice and accountability.
We're asking for justice to match these lives.
I feel pain in my heart. I feel that we're not being respected as the victim's family.
It is not to work as a defense attorney. That's why they have defense attorneys. So when we see Pamela Price, what are we going to tell her? Do your job!
The families accuse Pamela Price of being soft on crime. They want her out.
This is emotional distress, mentally and financially.
Reinhard was 30 years old and had gotten married 4 months before the shooting. Anna says while she'll never get her son back, she wants to make sure it doesn't happen to another family.
If you don't speak out, it's gonna happen again. Repeat and repeat.
The teenager who took the plea deal in Reinhard's homicide has not been charged in the killing of those 2 Berkeley High brothers, Jay-Z and Angel.
The organizers of the recall are collecting signatures. Now, Price does have her supporters. They say that she's doing exactly what she campaigned on, such as not charging minors as adults and reforming the criminal justice system. Now, one of those supporters is a co-founder of the Anti-Police Terror Project.
To blame her for the crime that is happening on the streets is illogical, irrational. It's literally impossible. And she needs a chance to do her job.
Now, Price has been in office for about 8 months. We reached out to her campaign and her office for comment on Friday, but so far they have not responded. Well, coming up, wildfires in Western Canada forced thousands of people to evacuate. The damage now includes destroyed homes in a resort town in British Columbia. And a wildfire in Washington state is still burning out of control, killing at least one person and closing down an interstate highway. And taking a live look outside, we'll be right back.